Hello, Requin87 and welcome to Let's Try a little bit of Manor Lords. So this is the demo of an up-and-coming medieval city builder that's been released as part of the next Steam Festival, which will probably be over by the time this goes live because, hey, what are we doing out there catching trends? Heck no, we're going to slide in right behind them. Anyway, and as you start a new game, the very first thing you do is create a character and a coat of arms, which, to be honest, I could spend a ridiculous amount of time doing this, so I've pre-prepped. So we will be the Lady Requin, and we have a lovely 4-part coat of arms here, and that's what we're going to jump in with. We're just on all the basic stuff. You only have one starting scenario for the demo, so that's one we are going to be running with. Now, for the demo, it is unsavable, so I suspect in the old content that exists out there's a lot of the early game, so I'm going to be a healthy number of kind of cuts and tweaks and things in so we can try and trump on a little and get the full content available to us. So first off, we get a new message. So there's a fire at the heart of every settlement, a bastion of safety, warmth and light against the darkness on this world. On this cold spring morning, your men blow on their fingertips for breath clouding the air, but there's plenty of work to warm them. As the toil begins, you can almost imagine to hear the ring of anvils, the toiling bells, the cries of the marketplace. Possibilities. In the distance, fog lingers in the hollows of the land, and the world is quiet, watchful, waiting for you to choose which of those to make real. And we should build some stuff. Okay, grand. So, I will say for a start, it looks pretty beautiful. I'm pretty happy with how it goes. The old push-pause system works, can't complain about that. First thing we'll do, we're going to plop down some fairly standard buildings you expect at the start of any one of these games. We need to get a logging camp, which chop down trees and gets you lumber, as we say, timber. Now, if it doesn't chop down all the trees, it's quite interesting actually. There are only certain ones, and let's plop you, say, in amongst these trees. That looks lovely. They'll go after. Yeah, go for it. I'll just hit pause and we can start to build that. They don't clear them out entirely. The woodcutter lodge, however, will clear them out entirely, and he'll concentrate on just chopping down all the trees he can to make firewood. So let's put them. Put him in here and he can start to clear this stuff. Yeah, why not? We'll do that. That's fine. Let's throw. I know this. Oh, I should have skipped all future tutorials. We can throw some roads in. Now, they do have clicky points, so you can kind of join things up. And or make them a bit more freeform if you want. We can kind of curve it round. It all works pretty well, to be honest. I think it gives a nice little. It does give a nice kind of feeling to the place. It's very satisfying when you get some nice roads. And the other thing I'm going to want to do is move, not the homeless tents, but the hitching post. So one part of this game which I do really like, I'll put him right over here, is the use of these hitching posts. So for oxen, which really require to move these heavy logs around and stuff. We need the oxen to bring them from the forest to the camp and from your stores to buildings you're building. Really cool system. Okay, in addition, while they're building all that, we're going to want to plop down, not forester, a hunting camp. Now, hunting is in specific areas. You can see this one marked by the paw, and you can see the animals within that. So we're just going to plop him relatively near it, and I'll go a little bit off the main road. That works for me. And then we can also put a road in. Yeah, we can make a bit of a crossroads there, that works. And finally, I'm going to put in some foragers near these berries. Lovely jubbly. And again, we'll put in a few roads. Maybe we'll have one connecting up to here. And we'll have another road kind of coming into the south a little bit. Just trying to avoid making horrible boring grids, because that's what I do in pretty much all my city builders. Great. The other thing we're probably going to want, well, we definitely need it, is a granary to store food. Now, they've got food coming from both sides, so I'll probably put him somewhere fairly central. On that road, yes, let's put you right there. And anything else we want to do? A storehouse. We'll definitely want to store us up and running. And again, something like that is finding enough resources. There. So we've plopped those down. They do take a little bit of time to build, so perhaps what we shall do is already put a slight cut in, and then we'll come back. Before we come back further, so I will say it's so far feels like fairly standard medieval city builder fare, which, to be honest, is enough to get me interested without anything else. But in addition to that, there is a cool like region mechanic. So you've got a region map. It doesn't really work in the demo. You see there's conquest. And so the whole kind of USP for this is that you're actually supporting an army which will, again, you will then fight in your kind of overlords campaigns, and you will have kind of victories and things over on the world map, and that will impact certain things within your town, which I'm really, really intrigued to see how that pans out in real life, but we'll have to wait and see for that. So without anything else, maybe I should just go and put a shortcut in, and we will come back when we're done. Okay, we are back. We've built all our buildings, and we have a new message to read, so I will start with that. Supplies are dry and secure, and the first stage of work is done. Now we need to get homes for our people to get rid of these homeless tents. So we need to construct a well and a burgage plot, which is a really interesting part of this game, and I really, really like the way it works. So at the minute, we have 5 families. So everything that's work is assigned by families. But actually, to be honest, we have 5 men. See, 5 people population, and 5 and 1 from each family. When we get the houses, we'll get the rest of their families in place. For assigning work, again, it is quite interesting. These have a number of families you can assign to this building. There's also a toggle where you can say enable idle labourers. So anyone who's in this group, these unassigned families, they will do the general construction, and if they have nothing else to do, they will go to one of the buildings where you have turned on idle labourers, and they'll work that building as well. So you're not going to have people hanging around. Also, if you have people, say, are berry pickers in the winter when there's no berries, they'll go do idle tasks. So everyone is always busy, and you can say, you can prioritize where you want people to pick up time. Also, early on, because we don't have that many people, for likes of the granary and the storehouse, I've just said, look, idle people deal with this. Don't kind of commit yourselves to it. Now, that may change as we go on, but that's what I want to do. Okay, things we want to look at. First off, houses, or burgage, as it's called, is a really, really cool design. So here we go here. A burgage plot. Now, yes, go away. I know what I'm doing. So you can quite simply, as it says there, look, hey, I'm going to draw out 4 corners and I'll draw a house. Right? Boom. And this little put a wee fence around it. That's my house. If I make it slightly bigger and you get this little plus symbol, that means that I can have an addition to my house. They are things like a chicken coop, a vegetable garden, I think you know, goats, other bits and pieces. The other thing to do is if you make it even bigger, it just starts subdividing it for you, which is a really cool feature. And if you've got, especially if you use roads. So let's say if we put down a road, I don't know, say here, we can make ourselves a bit of a plot. And again, let's do that. Try and make interesting shapes. So when we grab our burgage plot, and then we can, it'll clip to the road, you see. And then when we fail to do anything, it doesn't really like it. Okay. Oh, because I've done it 3 roads. Hang on. Let me tweak this road so it's a bit more. Just build that one, and then we'll build another one so it's a bit more square at the end here. There we go. I'm a little worried about the house in the end, but do you know what? Sure, we'll do this, and we'll see what this looks like. So then we can go, hey, I'm going to click on my 4 corners, and it makes 2 plots. That's rubbish. You do have to play around with it a little bit. Now, interestingly, yeah, this also makes 2 corners. Oh, that one made 3. It kind of doesn't. It takes a while to get used to it and just to understand how it's going to adhere. I mean, these are massive houses we're building. Oh, I don't have logs. I could do 3 like that. That's okay. So maybe we'll put in. Oh, I got 4 for a minute there. I got to there. I could do a 4. Well, then I will. Well, we're still waiting on this final log to come in, and I do find that early doors logs are definitely limiting resource. Right, well, let's go like that. My roads up there, a bit of a mess, but whatever. Do I have 6 logs yet? No, not yet. That's right. Come on, loggers, hurry up. But do I have a Berber? In fact, I'm going to need 8 because I want this to have 4 houses. Okay, what if I do this? I think. Yeah, no, it works. I can get 6 houses in here, but I need 12. Okay. I like this little neighbourhood though. Some have extra bits, some don't. I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, so what I'm going to lock in this as my neighborhood. So I then click and... Oh, it actually keeps it there. Oh. Okay, good. Can I move on to other things? Goes away. Fine. Another thing we'll need is give them a well, which we'll plop on the water source here. Fine and dandy. So what I'm going to do now is I will just advance time until we not only get our timber, but we've also built our houses as well. And then we'll come back and have a look at things. Because things do speed up a little bit when you get rest of their families, because you suddenly have a lot more workers who can do stuff. So I'll put a very shortcut in, and we'll come back then. And there we have it. We now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lovely houses all built, and a 6th one on the way. And you'll notice our population has gone up from 5 to 13. Still just 5 families, but this is all the wives and kids joining us now. And with that, we have upgraded to a small village, and we get a new message. As you walk the perimeter surveying your village with pride, a woman walks past you, bent nearly double under a sack. Apparently it takes her half a day to get everything she needs. So we decide we need a marketplace. So I need to get food stall, fireworks stall, clothing stall. We'll look at those in a minute. We also need to upgrade our burgage plots, which we'll look at later. Also, I for some reason, when I was finishing off my burgage plot, I cut the corner here, and that gave all these guys the abilities for an extra thing. So I can look here. These extensions, you can do vegetables, which require a tool, chicken coops, or goat sheds. I only have one tool a minute, so I'm going to hold on to it for just now until we get a trader up and running. But a bit of future planning. It does take a bit of tweaking. The other thing I've noticed is that whichever side you start on seems to take as the front of the houses. So sometimes if you've got this big area and you start trying to plot it up, an area from down here, you can find that it only shows like 2 with huge plots. So you got to play around with it a little bit. Right. So that Slobs is acting up, and I just wanted to make sure that it was actually recording. So, yeah, we've now got these quests, so let's have a look at that then. Well, so we need to do a market. Market area, you draw exactly the same way you do for a burgage plot. Why don't we put it on this little corner of our town, eh? Of our crossroads. And, yeah, it's fine and dandy for market square to begin with. And that just creates, quite simply, a bit of empty land. Within that, we then have to designate stalls, so we can have ourselves a food stall. Facing the road? Nah, I don't think I want to... Oh, I don't want to do that. What's my rotate button? Click and hold. Let's put them facing the middle of the market. So food stall, a firewood stall, and a clothing stall. Not that I have any clothing right now. Spin, 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 spin. And beautiful. Okay, good. Now, I mean, it says you want to get your burgage plots to level 2. So, what does that look like? Well, in here, you can see to upgrade, it's going to cost me 4 bits of wood. And I also need to... all the green requirements must be met. That's referring to this bit down here. So, on the food, it means I need to have 2 different types of food. For the clothing, I need 2 different types of clothing. I need 1 source of entertainment and 1 source of faith. It also shows you what the minimum is required at this level. So it says, obviously, for this level 1, I need water, which I've got, fuel, which I've got, and a type of food, which I've got. So we're going to work on this in terms of filling in the rest of the bits and pieces. Before I do anything else, I would like a few more houses. So I think what we're probably going to do, let's mark out a new neighborhood, shall we? Put one in over here. Now you're going to subdivide nicely, ish. Again, we'll have a couple without extra bits, but I think that's fine. You can make them. I tend to end up making them quite, just one mass one. What's the word? Quite big, but maybe you don't need to. So let's do this as a foursome. And then we can maybe just put a couple over here, just to give it a little bit of variety. In fact, why don't we plop just a soul house in here? I like that idea. We can get enough space. That's a really bizarre shape. I low-key love it. Let's do that. Completely inefficient, but oh, I like a bit of inefficiency. Okay, and then we'll build those 4, and I'll probably plop another one before I start working on taverns and stuff, just because I find resources are about, especially logs, and it's good to have more people. But for that, you kind of need some more families. And food's, I don't find it a bit of an issue, certainly not till you get much bigger population. See, 106 food, no problem. Plenty of firewood, no real problems at all. So, I think what I say is, yeah, well, again, I'm going to put a bit of a cut in. We'll come back when we've got our big neighborhoods built, and then we'll start looking at taverns and all that good stuff. Okay, we are back. We've got a lovely bunch more houses, and they all do look pretty at sort of ones. So we've got a couple more in here, a lovely, ridiculous triangular shaped one. Although, I love the way the toilet's at this point here. And we have a little neighborhood going up here. And as you see, every time you have an empty house, you generally get a new family joining. So we're up to 10 whole families. Now, we're a little bit low on supplies. Food's looking okay. Fuel's a little low, but I've got a full-time family now in my woodcutter, so that should alleviate. So building lots of houses, they got stocked with firewood, so you do get a bit of a drag. And you are claiming only 1 month of fuel, but really it's fine. I also built a forester. We'll give them someone to work in, just because I'm curious as to how far these guys have got to go to get the right kind of tree. So I'm gonna just keep planting in here, and our woodcutter is gonna keep chopping them down anyway. You will also note our berry patch is dry, so this does regenerate, but not in winter. We're now in winter, as you can see. So it shows you there, in spring the berries regrow, and then they keep going somewhere. They disappear in autumn, and then they don't grow in winter. In fact, we're only in autumn. Of course, it's December for winter. So we have no berries left. So we're relying a little bit on the wild animals at the minute. But we shall get an additional food source soon. But before we do that, there's other bits and pieces we need. Now, we do need a tavern. We do need a church. But before we do that, I'm actually quite keen to build, not the farm we're looking at in a moment, is traders. Where have I put traders? Here. I would very much like a trading post. Oh, I've got no logs. I've spent all my logs. Okay, let's just... So I want a trading post, and I do want an animal livestock as well, because I wouldn't mind a few extra oxen, again, just to help with the wood extraction process. So we could set a trading post up here. Put a church in the middle. We could put a tavern down here. I don't hate those ideas. And I think our farm might end up in this neck of the woods, if I remember my fertility. But we can have a quick look at that now. Oh, actually... Nowhere's that spectacular. We've got a little bit in here. So emmer is a type of wheat. Flax, barley, rye. Rye's not bad. But I don't know if you do the same thing with rye that you do with emmer. We could do a farm down here, actually. Spread our village down this way a little bit. Okay, that's what we'll do. You don't need huge areas for farm plots, so that'll be ample. Oh, winter is here. Snow's on the ground. We're cool though. We've got reasonable food, fuel, and we've finally got some logs. So, trading post. Why don't you like this? No, I want it to be on the road, I think. Main road, trading post, near the market. That all seems like a swell idea. You as well. Or do I want to plop the inn there? Animal trading post maybe a bit further out of the way. Yeah, let's do that. Let's put these a little bit back off the road. Right, and let's rotate you around this way. Like that. And we're going to put in a road that runs from front of you up to, say, here. And then we'll have another little one that just sneaks in like that. Love it. Just, you know, stinky animals out of the way a little bit. When you build the roads, you can see the kind of contour lines as well, which is a nice little feature, so you can see how the terrain is shaped. Okay, how's our log pile? It's going okay. We've still got 3. I have got 3 full families working in my logging camp because we need wood. Let us... Where do I want to go in? No, not industry, which is cool, but we can't really do much with it yet. Farming, I do want that soon. We do plant in the spring though, don't we? No, you want to plant in the autumn. Okay, so we're going to aim to get our farms ready for next autumn. Well then let's put down a pub. Well, before we do that, because we're going to have to buy some things, let's see what we can sell. Let's just come to the play for just now. So, we're going to want to make a little bit of money. To do that, we're going to have to sell food, because it's the only thing we've got. So we're going to come in and we're going to look at berries, and we're going to put to full trade. Sure. Well, let's do export only. And say if we've got more than 60, and this absolutely needs a slider or a set number, we'll do that. What else have we got a lot of? Nothing. We've got a little bit of meat. I think we don't have as much meat as we thought. I need to look into that. Anything else? Surely we're getting pelts. Pelts. Let's sell some pelts. Eventually, we're going to want to have an internal industry to deal with this stuff. But let's say, look, if we've got more than 15 pelts, flog them. Get some cash in, yeah? Sweet. Don't need to buy them, no problem. I would like to full trade. Try and keep a couple of tools around so we can put in vegetable gardens and stuff. That would be swell. And then if we're going to get some beer in, we're going to want ale. Actually, we want ale, we want shoes, we want cloaks and clothes. Do we want cloaks? Perhaps not. But let's say, can we keep just a little bit? These are quite expensive. Something like that. Please? Let's take a family to work this full time. Oh, trading cards, cool. And there we go. You can also, yeah, we can turn up, we can put a family on as a trading traveller. So they will go out and they will trade stuff. We don't really have the kind of commodities to make it worthwhile. But whatever, someone doing that. Should we have 2 then? It seems excessive. But then we'd have 1 traveller. Nah, we'll just do 1, that's fine. It'll be Arit, he says. I would also like to start putting some families in these stalls, which absolutely feels like a waste of a family, to be perfectly honest. But we'll do this.
We need more workers here.
That's 3 family that takes up. I mean, yes, the rest of the family will be doing idle work, so it's not the end of the world. But still. Okay. Have we built you? We have. I'll put family in here. How are we doing? 1. Oosh. Because I would like... Full trade. Get me a couple more oxen, please. Okay, we'll let that kind of work its way out. But as you can see, we're like... already have a lot of people doing stuff. So away it goes. How many logs? 8 logs. Is that enough for church? It is. I like have a kind of idea of its, you know, centre-ish of town. Oh, did we talk about an inn there, didn't we? We could do it. Oh, I like this. We could do it kind of up on the hill. How godly is that? And then a path up to it. I'm sold. I'm sold. Okay, let's do this. We can have... I don't want like a big straight line. I want a bit more of a meandering path. We can certainly hug the edge of these houses. Maybe we can come out through these woods instead. And we'll kind of curve it a little bit and round to the church. Yeah, I like that. Sweet. There is ore in them there hills, which we'll maybe work on in a little bit. We're up to 39 people. Okay, let's kick the speed on. Trading post should trade. We don't have huge amounts of money. Where's money? None. We will get some as we start to sell it, but we'll probably spend it pretty much as soon as we... What's the word I'm looking for? Get it in. Now, yeah, when a herd drops, we stop hunting. We may be a bit limited on... Yeah. We are killing as much of these animals as we can. So be it. Hey, we sold something. A little bit of cash. We're working. Excellent. I would also like... I mean, another thing we could do is get a bit of an industry going. Turn pelts into leather. Turn leather into clothes? No, we don't have that yet. But we could make leather. Presumably it sells for a little bit more. Leather sells for 6. Well, that's a 50% increase. Ain't terrible. But I think what farm is going to be the next thing. We are going to need some more people for a farm. February is upon us. We want the farm done in autumn so we can do some planting. Food has, yeah, been not a problem at all. Excellent. Yeah, one of you guys, that's fine. And this will start to regrow a little bit. Have any more resources on the map? No. There's stuff in the next area. We haven't got access to that yet. That's okay. So, let's get our farm planned, shall we? We're going to need a lot of things for this. Farming. So we're going to need an actual farm where people get employed. So we're going to, which does use the tools. Oh, that's quite handy. Right, so we're going to plop you down, nestled in amongst that road. That's fine. And then we're going to want to put some farms for, oh no, we're a bit further down. For the wheat. Now they don't have to be that big. So if we get stuff that's maybe, yeah, some medium fields, I think we'll be fine. What do we think? 5 workers? We can go quite far. Okay, let's do 5 worker fields. That's the size we're aiming for. Now, I'm actually going to end up building, for reasons which will become abundantly clear, 3 of them. And I'm going to make them an interesting shape. There's a 5 there. And we're going to do this. And 5. Okay, cool. We now have 3 fields. Why am I doing this? Well, because as you run your fields, you can see the fertility drops. So what we can do is we can say, hey, let's run some emmer wheat in the first year. Let's push pause. Then run these 2 fallow. Grand. And then we can say, well, it's in our second field. We're going to be fallow the first year. Then we'll plant ourselves some emmer, and then run fallow in the 3rd year. And then our 3rd field, we will run fallow, and then emmer. Now, I've not seen how much the fertility changes or matters or whatever, but it's just a fairly traditional 3-field method. Not that unusual, to be perfectly honest. So that's what we're going to do. We still need the logs to build the actual farmhouse. So we're going to rest on our laurels, and then we're absolutely going to need a bunch of families to work on the farm. Hey, we just increased our settlement level. Must have had enough level 1 plots. Maybe a church, and a church, that's what's kicked over. So we're now a medium village. This is all locked out in the demo. So some development stuff. That's cool, and yeah, here's a church here, out in the hill. I love it. When you can change your bell sound. Oh, that one sounds pious. Now, I haven't got a pub yet either. I want a pub, but I think farmhouse first. Farm. Where are my fields? Let's do a farmhouse on the hill by the fields. We're going to want to probably a windmill, a bakery, and a granary all in this little neck of the woods as well, but that's a good start. We do get plenty of food from the berries, so hunger is not an issue. Right, I've got 4 wood left. I think I'm actually going to do some more houses before we do more buildings. Because we need more people up in this joint. Let's put a little neighborhood. We could put one just in here, actually. We're a little bit far, perhaps, from the market. Well, why don't we put some guys right in the middle? Guys and gals in their little houses. Let's just do maybe a 2 if we can get one. Can we get 2? Get 3. We had wood. No extras, but that's fine. Right, we'll do that when we have 6 wood. To the region of Nurnfurt, you're hereby on a mission. Oh, you're hereby on a mission for the debt of a land. So this is a, hey, you now have a tax to pay. Frustratingly, it doesn't say how much tax. But tax to pay, we need to do. So that's fine. We will absolutely work on that. So let's hit the fast forward button until we get 6 wood. And then we'll build ourselves a few more houses. Another thing we might want to look at is, I wonder if we should get some eggs or some goats or something. Oh, we got a second oxen though. Nice. That should help. Help move things around a little bit. Oh, I'm going to actually put a family on that full time. And I think I'm going to take one off here. Seems silly because wood is a big concern, but don't guts the people. I don't know why you'd ever need more than one family, to be honest. These guys seem to pick Pick it clean as it is. Yeah, good. 7. Let's go. Let's build our little what do you call it? Plot. Love it. Now gets 3 more families. Beautiful. This is now up and running. So we can assign peasant families. So I want 3, I think. Total farming workforce in the region. Hired/needed. Because these guys will do all your unassigned work when they're not working the fields. And you can see the little symbol there because I haven't got a spare family for that. I really need 5 actually, but I haven't got the families for it. We could try 5. Let's see if we can get to 5. Which means I need more houses. Oh, my wood's gone up quite spectacularly. Well, let's plan in our pub down the road from the church. Yeah, like that. And then we can put in some houses just beside the pub. I mean, would have I got 3 wood? Well, let's just do a house beside the pub. Can I get you a plus? If you're a bit wonky. Yeah, that's fine. Because I don't think the plus costs you any more wood. Let me do a quick check. That's a road. You're not a house, you're a road. I do a house. No, it's still 2. Yep, same wood cost. I thought, always worth checking, you never know. Grand, what do I need now? Food? No, honestly, I've got plenty of food. Not really a problem. Market stalls are having a bustling trade. Hub is operational. Hey, it needs... You're disconnected from road now, are you? Well, that looks silly. Fine. You're now connected. I don't have anyone working you. Not going to happen until I get my extra plots. Always need more peeps. Should we do it? Let's do it across the road as well. What am I looking for? 3, I think. Oh, wow. I can make them quite small to do that. I like it. Cool. So that'll be 3 more families. I can get 1 to work that. I will then have you guys really full. I will need a miller. I'll need a baker. What else have we not got? So tavern keep, a miller, a baker, and probably like another idler. So you know what? I'm gonna build another house. At some point, I'm gonna have too much capacity. Big old town here. Can I just get a small house? Yeah, I like that. That's good. A logging camp should probably get shifted out of town a little bit. Do you know what I will? Can I move you? Can I relocate you back to like here? That feels a bit more natural. And we'll have the road coming in. Like so. Cool. I'll have to leave that bit protected for the berries. You're still wood cutting these woods because there's a forester here. You can tell which work areas you want him to populate, but otherwise he'll just generally fill in around himself, which is fine. Peasants require... Oh, cheesy, crazy, I am actually out of food. Okay. I've somewhat overexpanded and I'm a wee bit away from getting some bread. This is mildly problematic. What should we get in? We could trade in for berries. Export price, import price. Oh, that's differences. Okay. Eggs? Why not? Let's go full trade. Try and keep, I don't know, 15 eggs around. Yeah? Beautiful. Alright, mild bit of starvation. These things happen. Not really a problem. We're in September. We should be planting the field. Connected. Oh, you're foul. Where's my current one? Foul. Wait, what? 2 and 3, and I don't have 1 on 1. Oops. Okay. So hopefully you're gonna get planted still. Please, please plant. Minor oversight, people might die. Happens to the best of us. Money, I'm broke. Yeah, we need a bit of an industry rocking and rolling. We're not far off it. We can get some wheat, we can get some grain, we can get some bread, we can sell our excesses. We're still selling our pelts. No one really seems to want to buy, but hey ho. Oh, we've got lots of families available. So, we want not a sheep farm. Well, that would be cool. We want a windmill. I need somewhere. Oh, 93. 95, 96, 97. 98 looked pretty good. Can I get you on the road for that? On the road for 97. Oh. I need more logs. Always need more logs. Death. This game's gone badly. On the plus side, as people die off, I don't need to feed them. That's a lot of boops of death. Alrighty then. Last run through I had 2 berry patches, and honestly that kept me going for a lot of people. Right. We'll survive this death crash wave and then we'll see where we are. Oh, have you eaten all my berries? Perhaps I should have got farming up and running before the tavern and the trader. Sorry, team. Hey, I think our field's got... They're all dead in the field. Oh, that's not a good look. That's not a good look. Sorry, taxman. Oh yeah, I'm down 6 families. Eesh. Things may go awry. Okay, well, on this catastrophic failure of a town, I think we're going to call it time in there, because that's about us hitting the old half-hour mark. So there we go. I enjoy. I like the game. I think it's got a lot of promise. Stuff it's shown so far, I think, is fairly typical of a medieval city builder. Nothing too new or interesting. It looks great, works great. I like the burgage system, but I'm really interested to see how the overland bit feeds into it. To see, how how interaction works and what that kind of USP is, and how you turn your internal resources into funding the army. Well, that's it. As ever, I've been Requin87. Thanks for coming out and hanging out and watching me murder a bunch of innocent peasants. If you want to see more of me, do check out the link in the description below for my own YouTube and Twitch account. And thanks as ever to Weebly Pixels for hosting me. Do check out the rest of the content all across the interwebs. And I'll see you later.